Host for today's webinar, Rasha Khan here, joining all the way from Bangalore, India. And you can drop us a hello on the chat and let us know where are you tuning in from. Also, please don't forget to mention your name. Sometimes it's very hard to make out your name from your email IDs. So I see folks have already started saying a quick highs and hellos on the chat here. So good evening, everyone. And we're just doing a quick round of introductions on the chat here before we start. Thank you for joining in early. My name is Rasha Khan and I'm your host for today's webinar. And we'll be going through the program review of IIT Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program. Before that, we would just have a quick round of introductions on the chat here. Let's get to know each other, right? Let's introduce ourselves on the chat. It's always good to network these events before we start. So as I can see, folks have started introducing themselves in the chat here. So I can see Muhammad Yasir has joined from Pune. So hi, good evening, everyone. I see a lot of hellos coming in on the chat here. So that's great. I see more introductions coming in on chat. In a few minutes, right on time. We'll be doing a program review of the IIT Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program here, and also talking about careers in cloud and DevOps in 2024 as well. Punjab and says that is working as a junior associate cloud infrastructure. So that's great. Good to have you here. And I see someone joining from Nigeria as well. So once again, welcome everyone. We'll be starting the session right on time. We are just doing a quick round of introductions here before we start. So it's fantastic to have you all on board. I'm Rasha Khan and I'm joining all the way from Bangalore, India. And I'm thrilled to be a host today. You can drop us a hello on the chat and let us know your name and where are you tuning in from. So before we get started. So we're just doing a little bit of networking before we start. So we would love to know a little bit about you before we start. For today's webinar, and we'll be starting the session in a few minutes. Hey Navjot, I see Navjot has joined us from Assam. I see Johnny has joined from USA, United States, and a lot more introductions coming in on chat here. That's great. Please keep the introductions coming in, and we'll be starting the session right on time in a few minutes. Today's program preview is for IIT Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program. And we are not just going to do the program preview, we'll be talking about careers in 2024 in cloud and DevOps as well. Awesome. I can see Kamran has joined from South Africa. And I can see Mohammed Yasser has joined us from Pune. I can see a lot of hellos. Different countries. So that's great. We'll be starting the session in a few minutes. Meanwhile, we're just doing a quick round of introductions on the chat here. Okay, I can see Pranav also has given introduction on chat. Basically, currently in first year of my undergrad, and should I attend the session? So why not welcome? Someone who's studying also is completely welcome. This definitely will give you an idea about where you can basically take your career in basically in cloud and DevOps, right? We'll be talking about skills and career paths as well. And as I'm speaking, we already have our speaker here with us. So before we start, let me just quickly take you through the ground rules of the session here. So we have quick, easy ground rules in the session. So in case you have any questions for our speaker, Dr. Purushottam here today, who's already joined us, you can put down your questions in the Q&A box. And the session is being recorded. In case you want to go through the recording of the session again, in case you have missed something, you can expect a follow-up email with the recording link and a separate email for webinar certificate as well. So now for the webinar certificate, you need to make sure that you basically put down your full name in the post-webinar survey of Zoom. So the post-webinar survey basically will be visible once we end the session, and it will basically pop up in front of you if you have joined from your mobile or laptop or desktop. And in that post-webinar survey, there'll be a space for full name, and you can put down your full name, which you would want to see in the webinar certificate. And all let's talk about the agenda of today's session. So agenda of today's session is basically getting to know a little bit about you and how we can help you out better in your career. And also, we'll be talking about cloud and DevOps career in 2024. And we'll be taking through the program introduction of IIT Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program.
Hi, Rasha, am I audible?
But just in case we are not able to take your questions immediately, please don't worry. Just have some patience and we'll try to take it towards the end in the Q&A part of the session. So just make sure that your questions are related to Cloud plus DevOps, career in general, or this program. So that's all. And as I'm speaking, we already have gotten a question in the Q&A, so that's great. So before we start, as I mentioned, we'll be getting to know you a little better. So let me just quickly launch a quick poll here, which says that how many years of experience do you currently have? So this way we'll get to know folks who have joined us basically come from different sets of experiences. And that makes the session pretty interesting, actually. So you can see a quick poll on your screen here, which says how many years of experience do you currently have? Now, when I talk about experience here, I'm talking about work experience. So let me just quickly read out those options for you. The first one, currently studying, and second one, 0 to 3 years. Third one, 3 to 5 years, and the last one, more than 5 years. So as we're speaking, I see folks who have joined us are pretty active. They have already started sharing their responses on the poll here. So that's great. And for someone who basically has no experience, they can basically select 0 to 3 years of experience, or can let us know in the chat or in the Q&A box. So that's totally okay. So I think let's quickly go through the chat here and also the Q&A, as we have started getting a lot of questions here. And if you have any other queries or relating to webinars, you can basically let us know in the Q&A box. I'm so sorry, we might miss the conversations on the chat here. Quickly end the poll in 5 seconds. So last 5 seconds for the poll. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll and also share the results with you folks. So as we can see that 38% of the folks who have joined us are currently studying, and 30% of the folks who have joined us have 0 to 3 years of experience, and 27% of the folks who have joined us have more than 5 years of experience, and 6% of the folks who have joined us have 3 to 5 years of experience. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. As you can see that folks who have joined us have different set of experiences, and that makes the session equally interesting. Before we move on, just for a lot of new folks who have joined, just to let you know that we just quickly went through the ground rules here, where basically I mentioned that if you have any question for our speaker today, please go and put down your questions in the Q&A box. And we'll be taking those questions throughout the session whenever we get the time. In case we're not able to answer your queries, please don't worry. Just have a world's #1 online bootcamp. We have been in the digital space for almost 13 years now, and we are very proud that we have transformed lives by empowering people via digital skills. We have advanced over 5 lakh plus careers. We have categories of courses comprising from AI and machine if you're speaking, we are not able to hear you, Dr. Purushottam.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible. You're just
Yeah,
not
maybe.
visible. Okay, visible
Yeah.
now. Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Welcome. Good evening, Dr. Purushottam. It's
Yeah, good
always
evening, Asha.
a pleasure to have you and especially host your sessions. And also, we would love to know a little bit about you, your introduction for the folks who have joined us here.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Rasha. So, hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you, and good morning and good afternoon to others, those who are in different time zones. Yeah, so my name is Dr. Purushottam Asudani, and I'm working as an assistant professor in Department of Information and Technology, Sri Ramdev College of Engineering and Management, Nagpur. I've done my research in resource scheduling in cloud computing, my PhD in computer science and engineering from IIT Vellore. I specialize in cloud computing in public cloud platforms, that is Microsoft Azure, AWS, distributed systems, operating systems, fog computing. And I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, AWS certified trainer, AWS certified solutions architect professional, which is the top level certification in the architect domain on AWS. AWS certified solutions architect associate, AWS certified practitioner, Microsoft Azure administrator associate, Google Cloud professional, Oracle certified associate. And yeah, I'm working as a solutions architect, technology enthusiast, consultant and trainer, certified cloud professional. I'm a Google scholar. Yeah, this is in short about me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for introduction. It's always a pleasure to have you. And we have an interesting session lined up today before we start. So let's
Rasha, your voice is not audible.
right in next year.
Yeah, now
So,
it's audible.
Am I audible?
Yeah, now you're audible. Just for a second.
Okay. Please do let me know if there's a disturbance. I will join back again. So I think let's start with the hottest skills in the cloud DevOps space in 2024.
Yeah, Rasha.
Yeah.
Do I need to? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Let's talk about the hottest skills in the cloud plus DevOps space in 2024.
Okay. Right. So these are the hottest skills, I would say, in the cloud plus DevOps space in 2024. So first of all, you should be, cloud provider selection. So as far as the cloud provider selection is concerned, if you talk about the public cloud platforms, guys, so AWS and Azure, I would say, are the market leaders. Wherein there's an organization called as Gartner, which rates the different cloud platforms. So they are continuously marking AWS as the market leader in the IIS Magic Quadrant from quite some years. Plus Azure is just behind. So if you're thinking any company that moves towards the cloud, so their first choices are AWS, Azure, and then GCP. Okay, so while you're selecting the cloud provider that you want to learn or your company wants to get into, so AWS, Azure, GCP are the obvious choices to go ahead. Correct. And yeah, so they are the hottest, I would say, the platforms that you can learn in 2024. Okay, then application migration, of course. So migration is an integral part, because if you move to cloud platform, so you'll have to migrate like from your on-premises to these cloud platforms. So migration is of utmost importance, right? I think Rasha is just disconnected. So maybe we can just wait for a minute, let her join in. And because the presentation has also got disconnected. Okay. So maybe I'll just message her. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah, she is facing some internet issue. She's just joining back. Okay. Fine. Otherwise, I can just see if I have that presentation. I must also be having it. So if I have that, I can also guys get into this. I mean, I can also start off with this, with the presentation deck here. Okay. And yeah. So just give me a moment. I am just opening up the presentation deck, and then I'll just start with this. Okay. Yeah, I think I have opened it up. Yeah, I think I am good with this. Yes. Okay. So I'll just share my screen and I will get you through this so that there's no issue, right? So cloud provider, then the what you call it as the web services and API. So guys, of course, when I talk about any of the cloud platforms, let's say AWS or Azure, so it's all about, as the name says, Amazon Web Services. So web services and APIs are a hot thing. Then performance testing, cloud workloads, auto scaling. So when you talk about cloud, you talk about horizontal scaling. When I say auto scaling, so I'll give you an example. Let's say the sale days with Flipkart, Amazon, during their sale days, guys, the workload on their website increases. It shoots up, correct? So at that time, to cater to that additional workload, they'll have to provision more number of servers, and they'll have to do it in an automated fashion, correct? And so as to cater to that additional load, so that their websites doesn't goes down when the load increases. And of course, when the load decreases, those new servers will not be required. So they can be reduced as well. They can be automatically terminated as well, so that you don't have to pay for them when not required. Okay, so that they don't have to pay for them when not required. So this can be done with something called as auto scaling, correct? Okay. Yeah. So this can very well be done with something called as auto scaling. Then, of course, identity and access management. So with identity and access management, basically you can create users in cloud. You can assign them roles, the policies, so that they can use some services, the resources in the cloud platform, correct? So that is possible with identity and access management services. So this is pretty much very useful for administrator kind of a role. Then, of course, cloud migration and deployment. So when you are migrating to cloud from your on-premises, so cloud migration becomes a very important field to get into. And of course, multi-cloud deployment. So yeah, thank you. Yes, so multi-cloud deployment, as in today is the era of multi-clouds, guys. So because see, I mean, when you are thinking of some company moving towards cloud platform or using the cloud services, so more often than not, it will not be just one cloud platform. They will often use some cloud services from one cloud platform, let's say from AWS, and some other cloud services from other cloud platform, let's say Azure. So today is the era of multi-clouds, guys. So when you want to learn cloud, it is better to learn multiple clouds, because your organization would not be just be using one cloud service provider services, but multiple service provider services. So the good choice to go with is to learn AWS, Azure, and then GCP, I would say. Okay, then of course, when you are into cloud, like you have whatever you have it in your on-premises, let it be your databases, your storage space, and everything, you have it in the cloud. Correct. So then learning database management in cloud, storage services becomes very important. Okay, and there are solutions for relational database in cloud platform, NoSQL databases, like in Microsoft Azure, you have got Azure SQL for relational databases. In AWS, it is the service called as RDS, Relational Database Service. For NoSQL, Azure has got Cosmos DB. AWS has got this DynamoDB. Then you have graph databases, just like kind of Facebook kind of a structure. Okay, so like you have Neptune as the graph DB in AWS. So you have a lot of services which supports all different kinds of data, the databases. Okay, all different kinds of databases. Then of course storage services. So cloud providers have got the solution for any type of data, like let it be object-based storage, block-based storage, file share storage. They have got the services, they have got the solutions. Like in AWS, you have got S3, simple storage service, which is there for storing object-based data, EBS volumes, elastic block storage for storing block-based data. Something like you can install the virtual hard disk files on EBS volumes, block-based storage. Plus, you can have shared storage among your different virtual machines in the form of file storage, which is provided by EFS, FSx storage in AWS. Similarly, in Azure, you have got block blobs for storing the object-based data, page blobs for block-based data, and of course, Azure file shares for shared storage as a shared storage. Then, of course, for disaster recovery, disaster recovery becomes an integral part when we talk about cloud, because the very good advantage of cloud is that it also supports disaster recovery as well. Like it is useful in DR for DR purposes also. I'll give you an example, guys. Let's say, God forbid, if there is a natural disaster in one of the region, and if the complete region goes down, so all the servers in that region will go down. So if you have your servers replicated in another region, so of course, during that time also, you can have access to your servers from another region. So that's why, guys, even if the entire region goes down, still you can have access to your data, to your servers. And that is possible with the help of disaster recovery services in these cloud providers. Like in AWS, there is a service called as cross-region replication in S3, which supports that. In Azure, you have got recovery services vault as a service which supports disaster recovery thing. Okay, so that's there. Yeah. So yeah, these are there.
So thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for taking through the hottest skills in cloud and DevOps space in 2024. And I hope I'm audible. A little bit of tech issue in between. So sorry for that.
No problems. Yeah.
Yeah. So as we have talked about the skills here, let's talk about the career paths as well, right? What are the trending career paths in cloud with DevOps in 2024? As you can see, there are so many career paths folks can take up, but maybe where they can start is something maybe you can, maybe introduce them to these career paths.
Yeah. So see, I would say if you are a novice in cloud platform, if you're just beginning up and you just want to learn from the fundamentals part, so the first step is to learn the fundamentals. That is, if you are going with, let's say, AWS, so study AWS Cloud Practitioner course. Okay, if you are going with Azure, then go with AZ900 Azure fundamentals. Okay, and so with these fundamental course, you will get a know-how of different services in cloud platform. So you'll be like jack of many services, but master of none, I would say. But then you will at least come to know that, okay, what is cloud, and then what are the different services, and by the time you complete that, you will also get an idea that how much you are interested in cloud platforms, and then which field you are interested in. And once you are done with your fundamentals, then based on your roles in your organizations or your interest, you can go with the particular domain. Like if you are working as an administrator, or if you are interested to work as an admin, then probably you can go with, let's say, AWS SysOps admin certification, or if in Azure, it would be Azure Administrator Associate AZ104. Well, if you want to get into the architect side of the things, then you can, of course, first go with the SysOps admin or Azure Administrator, and then you can target for Azure Architect or AWS Architect Associate. Okay. Then, of course, other than that, if you are, let's say, on the development end, if you are a developer, then you can go with developer kind of a certification like AWS Developer Associate or Azure Developer Associate, that is AZ204. Okay. Because Azure has got different codes for different courses. Okay. And then if you are on the DevOps side, then you can go with DevOps Engineer course, correct? So that is the point, that once you finish off with your fundamentals, then you can go as per your roles. You can select your certification. If you're on the DevOps side, you can go with DevOps Engineer. Architect side, you can go with Architect, Cloud Architect, correct? And if you are into the data part of the things, if you are on the database side, then you can become a Cloud Data Engineer. Okay. So that is how you should go with. Okay, and that's how you can proceed further. Okay, so whatever you are doing in your on-premises, whether you are an architect or you want to become an architect or a developer or a DevOps guy or a developer, as I said, or just a cloud engineer, so you can get into those roles by doing those kind of certifications in these cloud platforms. Okay, and then if you are a novice, if you do a practitioner first and maybe then SysOps admin or Azure Administrator Associate, then you can start off with the role of cloud engineer initially in your organization. Correct? Yeah.
Those are so many career paths to take up in cloud DevOps, Dr. Purushottam, totally agree. We would love to know from the folks who have joined us here. I'm pretty sure you're aspiring for a cloud plus DevOps career. We would love to know, as you can see, so many career paths here, which basically be in demand in 2024 and beyond. We would love to know, which one are you aspiring for? Which one basically are you already working towards, or basically something you are aspiring for? You can see so many career paths we have covered. You can let us know on the chat here. We would love to basically see what are your responses in the chat here. And also, as we were basically talking about the skills and career paths, we are getting a lot of questions on the Q&A box and also on the chat as well. Chat is something we might actually miss it because due to high chat volume. So please do move your questions towards the Q&A box. And I see like Simran has responded that I want to be a cloud data engineer. Mohsin is DevOps engineer in 2024. So that's good. That's good. We would love to see more responses here. I can see James. Sorry if that's not your name, but from email ID. Says that I would love to go for DevOps engineer. And Verma, I cannot see response. Okay. Fine. I think we'd love to know your basically responses on what career paths are you aspiring for towards 2024. Doesn't have to be all the basically list which you see on the screen. I'm pretty sure there's much more which you can basically discover in this particular stream of cloud plus DevOps. But yeah, keep the responses coming in. I see cloud native developer and cloud architecture and multi-cloud specialist. So that's great. I think let's move on and talk about what's changing in the cloud plus DevOps space for
Rasha, your
2024
voice.
as well, Dr. Purushottam.
Yeah, can you come again, please? Your voice was
My
breaking.
voice is breaking.
Yeah, a bit.
Okay, let me turn off again. Yeah. Is it
Yeah,
audible now?
Yes. Yeah, probably that will help. Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you come again?
We see a lot of responses coming. Yeah. As we are seeing a lot of responses coming in on chat regarding the career paths they can take up. Is it audible?
Yes, it's audible. Yeah.
Yeah, folks are responding on the chat with the career paths they would like to take up. But let's talk about what's changing in the cloud plus DevOps space in 2024.
Correct. Okay. So see, basically, as I said, that multi-cloud dominance, it's going to be there, guys. It has already started because I mean, you cannot think of like, I mean, because this is a competitive world. I mean, you cannot think of like one provider, AWS is the only one in the market, and whosoever will go and adopt the cloud platform, whichever organization will just use AWS. No, that is not the case anymore. Okay, it's like some services the organizations will use from some cloud platform, some from some other cloud platform, correct? So basically, the organizations are into multi-clouds and they will get into multi-clouds if they are not into. So multi-cloud dominance would be there. So widespread adoption of multi-cloud strategies would be there. And of course, when I say multi-cloud, so more often than not, it is the market leaders. They are the market leaders that are going to be adopted by the organizations that are AWS, Azure, and GCP. So try to learn at least to start with. You should be the first two cloud providers that I would suggest you to go with and to learn are AWS and Azure cloud platform, and then you can go and think of GCP as well. Correct? That's what my suggestion would be. No problems, Rasha. Yeah. Okay. Then cloud native revolution. Of course, accelerated migration to cloud native technologies. It's there because you can just if you are cloud aware, if you are good into the cloud platforms, then you can migrate to the cloud native technologies. DevSecOps maturation is also there. So stronger integration of security in DevOps, because see, DevOps has been a hot field, but nowadays you will also see that DevSecOps is also gaining a lot of market because it's like providing security in DevOps. The security that too in DevOps is a good thing, right? So it is catching up a lot. Yeah, so that can be there a good space in 2024. Correct. Then AI ML integration. So artificial intelligence, machine learning are, I mean, the more that you explore into it, it is you will feel like there is a lot of things to be yet to be explored. Correct. So wider use of AI ML in automation and monitoring, it's going to even increase more, and so that can be a hot cake. Edge computing boom, of course. So see, when it comes to IoT, Internet of Things, okay. So basically, with the IoT devices, the computing happens at the edges itself. For fast computing, you can just have the computing done on the edge itself, correct, rather than getting inside the main cloud, correct. So when we talk about the chip level and the like IoT devices computing, so it happens on the edges itself rather than into the core cloud. So then it why? Because the speed becomes very important then, and that's why the computing can happen on the edges, and so the edge computing is a boom. So fog computing comes into picture, and yeah, in fact, a lot of research is also going on in that field. So yes, these is going to be there, right? So that is what is changing in the cloud plus DevOps space for 2024, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for taking us through what's changing here in the clouds plus DevOps space. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
audible.
So we have talked about the skills here. We have talked about the career paths you can take up in 2024 in Cloud plus DevOps. So what exactly is stopping you from becoming a cloud computing and DevOps expert here? So I'll just quickly launch a poll here. This is basically to understand what is the biggest challenge you face when it comes to taking up a career in cloud and DevOps and aspiring towards becoming an expert in that field. So you can see a quick poll on your screen. This is a multiple choice question poll. So because there can be multiple concerns, right, when it comes to aspiring for a career like cloud and DevOps. So as I'm speaking, I see a lot of folks have already started sharing their responses for the poll here. So that's great. Meanwhile, I'll just give 10 seconds more for the poll, folks. Also, we have started getting a lot of your queries in the Q&A box, and we are eager to address all of your queries, and we'll be doing that towards the end of the session, or we'll try to answer as many questions as possible as well during the session as well. So please just have a little patience in case your question is not answered, and we will address them swiftly. So I think I see most of the folks have already responded for the poll here. So what exactly is stopping you from becoming a cloud DevOps expert or taking up a career in cloud and DevOps? So last 5 seconds for the folks who are still thinking about it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll and also share the results with you folks. So as we can see that we have gotten 57% of the responses for I wouldn't get the practical exposure I need to become job ready, and 31% for I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. 26% votes for my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning, and 17% votes for I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. If you have any other concerns, you can also let us know in the chat or in the Q&A box if this doesn't cover basically your concern. Now let's talk about the program here. So the IIT Guwahati's professional certificate program in cloud computing and DevOps comes with a comprehensive industry-aligned learning path. You get access to integrated labs and projects for hands-on experience. You get also access to online virtual classrooms with live instructor interaction. The program duration for this one is 8 months, and you can basically complete it by just giving a week. This basically makes it very flexible to fit your schedule. And also the eligibility and the prerequisites of the program. I think someone asked about if I will be eligible for this program, if basically I don't have a degree, something like that. I think I saw that question. So just to take you the prerequisites here. So you may be from a non-programming background. It is not necessary. It's definitely a plus if you are. And you need to have a high school diploma or equivalent and at least 18 years of age. You don't have to have a work experience here. That is not required. So in case you are a fresher or you basically are currently studying, you're totally eligible for this program, which I saw a lot of you folks. So that's interesting. So now let's talk about how this program builds your cloud plus DevOps skills step by step. And also Dr. Purushottam will be taking them through the learning environment of the program as well in the upcoming slides to show them what exactly the things we are talking about, how they can find them in the learning environment as well.
Sure. Right. So see, basically, how the program builds your cloud plus DevOps skills step by step. So when you join this program, so initially you will go through an induction session for cloud computing bootcamp. Okay. So that would be an introductory session. And once you do that, then you would be studying AWS Cloud Fundamentals. Okay. So in that you will you learn about the fundamentals of AWS. Okay, then designing applications and architecture in AWS. So you will be learning on like architecting in AWS, correct? That is AWS Architect Associate. And then you will move to, so see, it's like introductory session, then fundamentals on AWS, then architect course on AWS, and then you go to Azure, learn on the fundamentals of Azure cloud platform. Okay. And then, of course, you would be implementing, managing and monitoring on Azure environment. Okay. So basically learning on Azure platform, the monitoring and how would you implement the services and manage them. And then finally, the architect course on Azure, that is designing infrastructure solutions on Azure. And once you do that, guys, then after that, you will have the cloud computing bootcamp capstone project. So in the capstone project, it would be like you would be having a project which would which would be a real world project that would include the services of AWS and Azure, both the multi-cloud services. And that would be a project that would be a kind of a real-time project. Okay. And then a real world project that you would be doing in the capstone project, correct? So that is what the path would go through. And once you do that, then of course you would be awarded the IIT Guwahati certificate for this particular program. And of course, there are electives, as you can see on the slide. So apart from these courses that I have talked of right now, which are the compulsory courses that you have to go through in order to clear this program, apart from these courses, you also have the option of taking these elective courses. Now, these elective courses are not compulsory ones, but then you can opt for them. You can opt for one or all of them, and you can opt for one or all of them at no additional cost. Okay, so whatever is the cost of the program, in those you can opt for these electives as well, which are the IIT Guwahati faculty masterclass. Okay, so faculty members from IIT Guwahati will be giving you their expert lectures, which you can go through. Then Google Cloud Platform Architect training, big data on AWS, if you're into the data side, DevOps on Azure, generative AI masterclass, and many more. Okay, so that is what you will be learning in this program. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for taking us through the steps here, how exactly this program builds their skills step by step. Also, I think you already mentioned about the electives. So electives come as a part of the program. They're optional, but we don't charge anything extra for that. It is up to you if you want to take it. And as we move on, as we cover a lot of tools and platforms you'll be learning in this program as well. So as you can see, there are a lot of tools which is on the basically in this slide, but there are many more which we cover in this program. So maybe Dr. Purushottam, we can give them a little bit idea about a few of the tools, major tools, which are basically very important for someone who basically is aspiring for a cloud and DevOps career.
Yeah, sure. So see, basically, I mean, these are just few ticks, but then you would be learning a lot of tools. So when I talk about AWS, so guys, you'll be learning a lot of services like EC2, which is nothing but the Elastic Compute Cloud, which is a service that helps you to create the servers in the IaaS mode, that is infrastructure as a service mode. Basically creating the servers in cloud on AWS is something that you can do with EC2 service. Then similar thing in Azure, you can do with virtual machines service in Azure. Then if you want to create, let's say, a NoSQL database, okay, so you can do it with DynamoDB service in AWS and Cosmos DB in Azure. Then you'll be learning all of these. And let's say if you want to run maybe your web application or maybe your application in cloud platform, but then you don't want to provision a server for that. You want to go with a serverless thing, okay, so that you can just write a function and let your code execute in it by just writing the code in the form of a function, and let the servers, whatever I required, would be provisioned back of the scene by the provider itself. So you don't have to provision the servers. So if you want to do something like that, well, you can make use of AWS Lambda, which is a serverless service in AWS, correct? Similar thing in Azure, you have got function apps in Azure, correct? And then, of course, apart from that, Amazon S3, which is there to store the object-based data in AWS, okay? And similar thing, you can do it in Azure with block blobs in Azure, okay? Then you have container service in Azure with the name Azure Container Service. In AWS, again, you have it with the name ECS Elastic Container Service. And of course, in Azure, you have the orchestration of containers with Kubernetes service, that is AKS, Azure Kubernetes Service. And in AWS, it is with the name EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service. So yeah, those also you'll be studying, of course, should be studying. Then, yeah, so an Azure Resource Manager would be there to manage the resources. So, and a lot of resources, like, I mean, a lot of services you'll be studying, DNS service, the networks like VPCs, virtual private cloud, networking service in AWS, VNets, virtual networks in Azure, okay, DNS service, databases, storage spaces, and whatnot. I mean, application services like SQS, SNS, and stuff. So all these are some tools that you would be studying. So there are many more. Okay, just have given you a gist of few.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for taking us through the tools and platforms you'll be covering in this program and many more. We'll be talking more about that. So before we move on and talk more about what this program covers, and also address all of your queries, which we have gotten a lot of interesting questions in the Q&A box here. We'll be doing that pretty soon. So last few minutes to put on your questions in the Q&A box. Meanwhile, let us take you through the live tour of the learning environment of IIT Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program. So I think let me also just check the options here for sharing. Yeah, I think you'll be able to share your screen, Dr. Shruta.
Yeah, okay, fine. So I'll just share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible. Please do let us know, folks, on the chat here, if it's visible for you. You can just reply yes on the chat if it's visible. Yeah.
Yeah, so guys, you will see in the program, you will see the different courses, and if you will get into any of the course, well, I'll just give you the know-how of the learning environment. So if you get into any of the course, you can see here on my screen that there is self-learning section. Now this, sorry, 1 second, yeah. So this self-learning section will have the pre-recorded videos of some good trainer that are already available. So in every course, you will see, in all the compulsory courses, you will see this self-learning section in which you will see the pre-recorded sessions of some good trainer already there in all the courses. You'll see this. Then there is a live classes tab. Now in the live classes tab, what you will see is the lecture recordings of your live classes. Okay. So whatever the live classes that you'll be going through, there'll be lecture recordings of those classes that would be available in the live classes tab. If you have done some past classes, so those would be there in your My Classes. This course class, the lecture recordings would be there. So you can revisit them. You can always listen them again and again if you wish to. Correct. So that if you have missed some portion or you want to revisit some portion, you can always do that. Okay, plus then in the assessment section, you can, you'll be able to see the assignments plus the projects related to the course, okay, the problem statement. So that can be taken up, at least one of the projects of every course can be taken up, can be mentored by the instructor during the live class. And then in the reference materials, you will find the ebooks and the data files. Plus, apart from that, whatever the trainer wants to share with you, the materials, so they can always share that with you on the community link as well. Correct. So here also you'll have access to the standard content. Okay, then other than that, you can have access to the practice labs. So in the practice labs, you can have the access to the labs, which you can launch from here. Okay. Since this is a AWS course, so this when I say launch lab, so it would launch the AWS lab. Okay, and so the point is you don't need to. You can always create a AWS free tier account, your personal free tier account. But then if you join our course here, then even if you don't have the AWS free tier account, well, that's not a problem, because from these labs, which are provided by Simplilearn, you can always access the lab environment, the sandbox environment, wherein the lab would be available to you for a few hours, and then you can just do your stuff there, and after those few hours are over, you can again launch the lab. Okay, so all the labs can be done through this sandbox environment that is provided by Simplilearn. Then of course the certification. So once you do this course, like once you satisfy the criteria, like you attend the live classes, all the self-learning videos plus the project maybe, so then you'll be able to unlock your certificate, okay, from here. Okay, so then you'll be able to unlock your certificate from here. And the way I've told you, for the AWS course, likewise, you will see this kind of an LMS environment for all the different courses, correct? And of course, then you will have the similar kind of an environment for your capstone project as well, correct? So that would be there. So all such things would be there. And of course, the elective tabs would also be there, okay, wherein you will find the, as I told you about the courses, which are the elective courses, you can see it in the elective courses also, correct? So that's how it goes about. And then there's a help section. If you have any queries, you can just get into the help section, and then we have a 24/7 support, so your queries can be sorted out there. correct? So that is there. Plus, you can have access to the community link. So in the community forum, like you can be connected with your peers, the other learners, plus the instructor, plus the support team, and then even the instructor can upload the materials, extra materials, whichever he or she wants to share with you in the community forum. So that is a great tool. So that way you can get stay connected with your peers and this team as well. Apart from that, the instructor can share the additional course contents, whatever he or she wishes to, in the community forum. Okay, so that's there. Yeah, so that's there. Yeah, so
Thank
I
you.
think this is, yeah, in short about the LMS. And of course, there is this My Resources section that I think you can access, in which the webinars like this, what we are having it today, and plus the other webinars you can have access to, and you can always visit them and learn from that as well. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for taking us to the live tour of learning environment of IIT
Thank you.
Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program. And let me share back my screen as well. So as we move on, the capstone projects which we talked about earlier, which you get to add to your portfolio, which you can showcase to your future employees, especially for someone who has no experience in cloud or DevOps, the capstone projects you can choose from in this program helps you showcase your true experience and mimic real life business scenarios, which you can showcase basically to your future employees. And as I mentioned, that you get to work on one project out of several domains, and where you can solve real world business requirements with hands-on virtual labs, and they basically provide rigorous examples as well. So let's talk about the industry-based projects, hands-on projects, which you can basically add to your portfolio through this program. The first one here being deploying a multi-time web app using Amazon SQS, deployment of a multi-cloud app, the second one, and the third one, Azure and AWS connection architecture through VPC. So these are some interesting hands-on projects which you can add to your portfolio, and I can assure you that Dr. Purushottam makes it pretty interesting when he basically does this project demonstration and takes you through a much more detailed experience of these projects which you get to work on. Also, we have global leaders as program advisors. Dr. Gaurav Trivedi, who basically is the associate professor and of EEE and principal investigator for our IIT's academy here. They basically make sure that Simplilearn is delivering as per standards of IIT Guwahati. And we also provide job assist services by Talent Inc. So Talent Inc. is our partner here, where you get access to premium resume rabbit job portal, resume review and rewrite service, and also one-on-one interview service as well. As basically you are basically getting done with the program and trying to get out there and work on your resume and also prepare for an interview, that is equally important. That is something Talent Inc. provides, and you have access to it as well, even 6 months after the program. So now, as we promised, that we'll be taking a lot of your questions from the Q&A box, and we see a lot of questions there in the Q&A box. Let us take maybe a few questions before we move ahead with the program. So as we can see that Vince Rao has asked, from development background, can we move to cloud native developer? Dr. Purushottam.
Can we move to?
Cloud native. I'll just put down that question for you on the chat, because we have a lot of questions there. It's really hard to find. So yeah.
Okay, no problems. Yeah. Can we move to cloud native developer from development background? Yeah, of course you can. See, because if you are into the development background, so it's really easy to get into the cloud native developer, because the point is, if you want to be a developer on the cloud platform, let's say AWS developer associate or Azure developer associate AZ204, so you need a good amount of coding experience, a good amount of coding knowledge, I would say. Okay, and if you already have that, then it's always a good thing. And it's always becomes easier to get into that role, because then see, if you want to get into the Azure side, then you should be good on maybe .NET services. Okay, .NET coding. And if you want to be into AWS, then probably Java would be a preferred option. Okay, and if you are into it, then it becomes easier to get into these roles, the developer roles, because you come to know that how you can actually deploy your code onto the cloud platforms and which services you can use, like web apps in Azure or stuff like that, correct? Like Elastic Beanstalk in AWS, which can be used for hosting your web applications in AWS. Yeah, so yes, you can pretty easily.
Yeah, I hope that answers your question. We are not able to make out name from your email ID, but yeah, Rao is what I can see. And you've gotten one more question from again, like Himarish. I'm not able to make out the name, but I think I'll just share that question with you once again on the chat here. So for you to have a detailed look. So says that I also want to know what the salaries in case I'm being paid 18 lakhs in my domain with 5 years of experience. Is it good to shift to cloud computing as a fresher? Can I expect equal or more salary than what I'm getting paid now? I know, Dr. Purushottam, we cannot exactly answer about the salary part, but maybe about the career transformation in terms of salaries, like how does it impact as well?
Yeah, so as rightly said by you, Rasha, so exactly salaries you cannot talk of, but then yeah, if you are a fresher into cloud and if you just move to cloud platform without having any role of what you are doing right now, then of course salary we cannot talk of, or it can be lesser also. But then if you are into your current role and then you add on with the cloud, being a fresher into cloud, then of course you can expect more. And to tell you, in cloud platform, if you are, let's say, into the architect role or like that, so you can expect a good salary. Like I mean, you can expect even more than 25 lakhs per annum. And then one of my friends, as I told you, he's a senior cloud architect, and he's earning more than 50 lakhs. Okay. So yeah, so then the point is that to answer to your question, which cannot be answered purely, but then fully, that but if you are like, if that cloud comes in, being a fresher in cloud comes in along with what you are doing right now, then of course there'll be a hike in your salary. But if it is just a cloud fresher without the role that you are doing right now, then it can be less than that also to start off with in the cloud platform. But going ahead, it would be it can go way ahead than what you are earning now also. Yeah.
Yeah, agree with that, Dr. Purushottam. Definitely the growth is really high. And we cannot definitely put a number on the salaries because it definitely differs. But yeah, I think he has given example of what exactly a senior cloud architect earns. We've gotten plenty more questions, but we'll be taking those in some time. We have talked about the skills here. We have talked about the career paths that will be trending in 2024. We have talked about the projects you can add to your portfolio through this program. We've talked about the tools and platforms this program by IIT Guwahati will be covering. So now we would love to know your interest in enrollment towards the IIT Guwahati's Cloud Plus DevOps program. So you can see a quick poll in the screen here. So through this poll, you can share your interest towards enrollment, and we would love to know your interest in enrolling into the IIT Guwahati's Cloud Plus DevOps program. And as we have talked about how a capstone project basically through this program can help showcase your experience basically by mimicking real life business scenarios through the projects you get to choose from to work on. And also, we have talked about the industry-based projects you get to add to your portfolio through this program as well. So the IIT Guwahati's program is a perfect program for someone aspiring a career towards cloud plus DevOps, and also trying to start a career towards cloud and DevOps. So for folks, I think someone asked a question about I'm not 18 years old yet. Can I enroll into the program? So I would really suggest that anyways, the upcoming cohorts are next year. So in case you're 17, you can definitely share your interest towards enrollment and take up a later cohort next year of the program of IIT Guwahati. And I see a lot more questions coming in the Q&A box. We'll be addressing them pretty soon. Meanwhile, we're just waiting for folks to basically put on their interest towards enrollment into the IIT Guwahati's Cloud Plus DevOps program. And I'll just give 10 seconds more for the poll here. And I think Anuj is asking, is it online? So IIT Guwahati, yes, it is online. And the format is online. You can attend the session online. It is pretty flexible in terms of the videos also which you can access to, and also the live virtual classroom which we have talked about, you get access to through IIT Guwahati's program in Cloud Plus DevOps. I will be sharing the cost of this program in the upcoming slides. I think someone asked that question as well. So I'll be sharing that and also sharing with you the upcoming costs of the program as well. So once we are done with this poll. So I think last 5 seconds I'll give for this poll here because I see a lot of interest towards enrollment. So that's great. But I think last few seconds for the folks who are still thinking about it. So would you like to enroll into the IIT Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program, folks? You can see a quick poll on your screen. You can share your interest towards enrollment through that. As I'm speaking, the polls are still moving. So I think I'll just give 5 more seconds for folks who are still thinking about it. And also in the upcoming slides, I'll be taking through the enrollment steps of the program and also how exactly the enrollment steps work. And also I'll be asking you basically when are you planning to enroll? I'm pretty sure just a ballpark figure will help you figure it out basically when exactly we should reach out to you with admissions offer letter. And also, in case you have any questions about the program or any questions regarding the program, you can let us know in the Q&A box because we'll be taking up the questions from the Q&A box pretty soon. So I think last 5 seconds for the poll here. So are you interested in enrolling into IIT Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll. Thank you so much, folks, for sharing a lot of interest towards enrollment here into IIT Guwahati's program. Now, for folks who have already shared interest towards enrollment into IIT Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program, let me take you through the enrollment steps here. So there are three simple easy steps which basically you need to follow in order to enroll. So once you basically get the call from learning consultants from Simplilearn, so they basically will be taking through these simple, easy steps. You need to submit an application to us at askus@simplilearn.net. And once you have submitted your application will be going for review. IIT Guwahati will review your qualifications based on the eligibility and the prerequisites which I've shared with you earlier. And the last step, learning consultants from Simplilearn will be contacting you with an admissions offer letter. And based on the cohort you choose, which I'll be asking later. So now I think someone asked about the program fee and also the enrollment schedule for this IIT Guwahati's program. So the program fee for this is 1,24,999, including taxes, INR rupees. And also someone asked if there are any EMI options available. So yes, we do. It is for as low as 4,254 rupees per month. And also the upcoming cohorts for this IIT Guwahati's program, the classes start from 24th Feb 2024, that is next year. And the induction for this program will start on 16th Jan 2024. So in case you have any more questions, you can always reach out to us at askus@simplilearn.net. Also, just to mention that we have limited seats per cohort. We only take 25 to 30 folks per cohort in order to make sure you're getting all the attention that is required when you're taking up this program. So now we would love to know how soon do you plan to enroll into IIT Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program? You can see a quick poll on your screen which is launched. So now this is for the lot of you folks who actually shared interest towards enrollment. So this is for the folks who have already shared interest for enrolling into IIT Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program. So this is something that will give us a very good understanding when exactly do you plan to enroll. So the first option here, as you can see, is immediately. I've already showed you the immediate upcoming cohort here, which starts in February. And within 3 months is the second option. In case you're not planning to join immediately, but you would want to join within 3 months. Third one is within 6 months, and the last one is more than 6 months from now. So I think for folks who are still thinking about it, are not sure when to join, but have shared interest towards enrollment, I would highly recommend to select the last two options. So I think I'll just give 5 seconds for the poll because I see folks have already shared responses for the poll here. And we will be swiftly moving towards the Q&A part of the session here. And we have a lot of questions and we'll try to take as many questions as possible, which we can take in the limited time we have. I think Vivek has asked in the Q&A box, is it a 1-year program? No, it's the duration of this program is 8 months, Vivek. I think I'll just give last 5 seconds for the poll here because most of the folks have shared responses for the poll. The last 5 seconds, folks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's move on to the Q&A part of the session. Let me just quickly browse through the questions you folks have shared on the Q&A box. I think we have answered few of them during the session. So I think we have one question here, Dr. Purushottam. I'll just put that on chat for you.
Sure.
So we have one question by Vandana Rathore here. Says that can we use Python in order to become Azure developer, or .NET is mandatory?
No, you can use Python also to become Azure developer, but going ahead with Azure, I would suggest you to learn a .NET because when you will learn Azure developer, you will require .NET at some stage. So while doing Azure developer also, you can learn it. Yeah. So but if you have Python, well, you can start off with that. See, because at the end of the day, if you are from the development background, it is not a big deal if you know one programming language, you can always switch to other. So basically the logics, the programming logic is important. If you are good in that, then you can always switch between the programming languages. Should not be a big deal. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Purushottam, for answering that. Vandana, I hope that answers your question. Please do let us know on the chat or in the Q&A box if you have any follow-up questions. So I think we have one question by Vince Rao here. Which says that how about missed sessions? Will there be a repeated session?
You'll get the lecture recordings, isn't it? That's what I shown in the LMS itself, that the lecture recordings would be available, and you can always go through it if you have missed, let's say, some session because of some or the other work. Okay, you can always get through that. Yeah.
Agree. Thank you so much for answering that, Dr. Purushottam. Okay, I think just we have one more question. Not able to make out the name from the email ID. Web development and DevOps, any relation, or we use DevOps in web?
Web development and DevOps, any relation, or we use DevOps in web? See, you can use DevOps in web. And of course, now DevOps, don't just limit it to web itself. It's like DevOps it goes with your complete cycle of your project, isn't it? When you talk about developing your project, okay, so right from writing the code to putting it into the repository, to compiling it, to testing it, to running it, deploying it. So all of those steps you can actually automate with DevOps tools, isn't it? So it's not just limited to web development. Okay, it is like it's there in your complete software engineering life cycle. Okay, whatever the stages are there, those can be automated with the help of DevOps tools. Yeah. Right from coding, testing, deploying, everything. I mean, compilation of your code. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I think one last question. I think Dr. Purushottam, I know we have exceeded a few minutes. This is by Saurav. Says that is Python knowledge required to make a successful career in cloud and DevOps?
No, not at all. Not at all. See, if you want to be on the developer side, probably you will require the programming language. And then also, if it is not Python, it is not a must. But yes, if you want to be into the data science part, then probably Python can help. But if you are saying that you want to get into cloud and DevOps, and then is Python the most important skill? So not like that, because cloud, it's an ocean. Whatever you have in your on-premises, you have it in the cloud. There are so many laterals. In fact, if you're going with admin, associate course or architect, of course, the point is that you don't need the coding knowledge that much, correct?
Yeah.
So
yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for answering that. I think, folks, we will move on towards the end of the session. But before that, we would love to know from you, do you need assistance in enrolling into the program? Because I did see a comment from someone on the chat that basically I'm a working professional and I have a very busy schedule. So we do help with that. So please don't worry. You can just let us know through this poll if you need assistance in enrolling into IIT Guwahati's Cloud plus DevOps program. So folks basically are needing more assistance in enrolling. You can let us know through this, and learning consultants from Simplilearn will make sure that take you through much more detailed walkthrough of the program and also help you through the enrollment steps of the program. So I think I'll just give 10 seconds for this poll because I see folks have already started sharing the responses for the poll here. And we are towards the end of the program here. So I would like to thank Dr. Purushottam for taking the time out for today's program preview of IIT Guwahati's Cloud Plus DevOps program. And also we would love to basically thank you again once again, and we would love to know a little bit about towards the end of the session. Now that we are towards the end of the session, we did try answering all of the questions as much as possible, but we have exceeded the time by a few minutes, and we would love to end the session now. So Dr. Purushottam would like to say something to the audience before we end the session.
Yeah, so it was great to be with you guys, and thanks, Rasha, for inviting me for this program and for this lecture. Heartfelt thanks to Simplilearn and to you, Rasha. And yeah, so it's a great program actually, guys. So one of the top-rated programs in the market, because you'll get the coveted IIT Guwahati certification also with that. And let me tell you, at Simplilearn, we strive hard. Like, I'm working as a lead trainer here in Simplilearn, so we strive hard to make your experience better than whatever you have seen till now. And at the same time, we strive hard to give you hands-on experience so that you are prepared for certification. At the same time, you are also prepared to work better in your organizations. You are prepared for working in the real-time environment, correct, in your organization. So that's the crux of what we strive here in Simplilearn, correct? So yeah, it was great to be with you guys, and yeah, thanks a lot for being here. Thank you, Rasha. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Purushottam. We would love to see in much more upcoming sessions, which we have lined up with Dr. Purushottam here. And also folks who have shared interest towards enrollment, we would love to see you in upcoming cohorts. So thank you so much once again. Thank you for being an amazing audience here. And we have more sessions lined up for you, which you can check out by Simplilearn webinars, which we have shown you earlier. So thank you so much, folks, for joining. Thank you. Please do let us know how did you like this session. You can let us know in the chat. Or also in the post-webinar survey of basically pop-up, which you'll be getting once we end the session. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.